All right, Brad. What's the status of I-80? Is that toll plan dead and buried, or is there?
For all intents and purposes, from what we can gather, the program is dead at the federal level. However, the act that enabled it, Act 44 of
Mm-hmm.
2007, is still on the books.
Mm-hmm.
And there seems to be no real movement on the political level from any party to move a common sense transportation plan forward.
Right.
Um, we'll have to see how the next governor, Tom Corbett, will be taking over the
Mm-hmm.
office in January here. We'll have to see how he addresses the issue. But as it stands right now, the law is still in the books. However, the main cornerstone of that law has been knocked out by both the Bush and Obama administration as being unlawful under the federal law.
Right, and they essentially um, came to the same conclusion that the federal law
Yeah,
just didn't allow this particular case
true.
to move forward.
The one good thing about the law is it did bring both Democrats and Republicans together
All right.
to agree on something.
Yeah. Now, Brad, tell me a little bit about what you know about the governor-elect, Tom Corbett. What kind of things did he campaign for, and what are you looking forward to?
Well, from what I know, I've met Tom a couple of times, and from what I know from the background from the media, is that he is Attorney General for Pennsylvania. He's led a pretty, no nonsense call for reform, and has led to some investigations, and I think even some convictions of state legislators from both parties who had basically strayed off the good course. I think where we're looking at right now is we're looking at a fellow who's going to be trying to look at more of the business climate issues of Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's going to be real focused on giveaways or things like that, but I think he's going to be looking at that day in, day out business cost uh, that our business people face. Taxes. He's already promised not to raise taxes in Pennsylvania. I think that he will be doing all sorts of things to address the business climate in Pennsylvania. And from an economic development standpoint, I applaud that. And I think if you're looking for strong economic growth, I'd rather have them keep taxes in check than worrying about grant programs.
Mm-hmm.
Because the grant programs, the grant money comes and goes, but if you can keep the taxes down lower, then companies find this place a better place to do business in.
All right, and we had talked previously about the effects that tolls would have on I-80, which I-80 is right close by and
Yes.
services the area. I'm sure.
As I had mentioned before, that is our major transportation access to the world. With the decline of the bituminous coal industry, we've lost all rail in Clarion County. The last rail was actually pulled out a couple of years ago.
Mhm.
And so I-80 represents to Clarion County its lifeline for its
Mhm.
to get goods and services out to the rest of the country and to the world. And again, by raising the cost of doing business off of that, you really are reducing the economic incentive for companies to operate here in Clarion County. As I said, we've already suffered some really gross subtractions from our employment rolls here.
Mhm.
And that would have just put the nail into the coffin here in Clarion County.
Right. What kinds of things? Just fill people in on what kinds of things did you do during the when the I-80 issue was big and happening? What kinds of things did you do to combat
Well,
that?
a couple of things that we did was to promote public awareness of the tolling issue and basically the danger it represented to the citizens of this community and our other neighboring communities. We put together a series of videos, which, by the way, won an award in 2008. Yes,
Here, just sit back and show that off.
which won an award in 2008, the
What-
Bronze Telly.
Yeah, what is that exactly? Tell
Well, the
us what
Bronze
that is.
Telly, it is basically it's an independent group that we were working with a fellow from Clarion University's communications department, and he helped us put together a series of 4 videos, which are still on YouTube, by the way, basically to help educate folks with regards to the adverse effects of tolling would have on our communities and also basically on Pennsylvania. And we won the award in 2 categories, one on public issues and also for low budget.
Yeah.
And we're very proud of it. Folks are looking for it on the website. It is under Visual Logic for that year,
Yeah.
but it'll be the Clarion County Economic Development Corporation. And so those award-winning videos are still on YouTube in case folks are interested, and still very relevant today in case the whole specter pops up again.
Yeah, so we're not going to rest on our
Right.
laurels here. There's
Absolutely
a
not.
lot of issues to overcome still.
We would like to see the legislation itself repealed. By the way, other things that we did, again, we held symposiums, working very closely with our sister agencies, in particular the Clarion Area Chamber of Business and Industry. We worked with a consortium of other chambers and economic development groups throughout western and central Pennsylvania, basically to fight this. Other things that we did, and I think one of the most effective things that we did, is that together, along with the consortium of chambers against the tolling of I-80 and the Pennsylvania Farm Bureau, is we helped fund a study that looked into the effects of tolling of I-80,
Right.
and commissioning a professor from Grove City College. And I'd like to point out that one of the reasons we went to them is because they received really no government funding at all, so they had no way, they
Yeah.
really weren't beholden to anybody to come up with anybody but the facts.
Okay. And what did some of those facts entail that they came up with?
Again, they were able to quantify what we knew all along with regards to the impact, the negative impact of tolling on local economies. And not only just the economies along I-80, but the economy of Pennsylvania and its negative impact on the state as a whole, resulting of the tolling.
Right. Now, you market Clarion as
Yes.
being kind of halfway between New York City and Chicago.
Correct.
So, obviously, you want businesses to know that and to be able to function in that corridor
Right.
if they want.
Again, if tolling had become a reality, that would have increased the cost of doing business here. Businesses are in business to earn money. That's how only successful businesses employ people.
Yeah.
And so if they could not, if they felt this area was too far from those locations, as well as being, on top of it with the expense, then they would probably locate either further to the east or further to the west, outside our area, and taking any potential opportunities that we might have been able to gather with them.
All right. Well, thanks for sharing that, and that's important things to keep in mind. And thanks for taking some time for us today.
My pleasure.